Actors are required to call upon a variety of skills and abilities when working on a movie. Some of the biggest names in Hollywood are multi-talented people who can do much more than just act. Everyone needs a hobby, and some turn to martial arts to stay in shape or even prepare for a role. But there are those who take things to the next level. Here are 10 famous actors you didn't know had serious martial arts skills. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.
See what comes of breaking the rules.
Jason Statham. Statham has emerged as one of the best badasses in modern action cinema and has definitely carved out a niche for himself. Given his reputation, it shouldn't come as any surprise that Statham is proficient in martial arts. In fact, he's on the same skill level as some MMA fighters, meaning he could easily throw it down in the octagon if he wanted to. Kickboxing is his specialty, but Statham is also trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and all this knowledge has gone a long way in advancing his acting career. Statham is famous for doing his own unchoreographed stunts, and he's showing no signs of slowing down.
You're nothing to me but another dead vampire.
Wesley Snipes. As one of the first modern comic book movies, the original Blade had to bring something exciting to the table to wow 1998 audiences. The ace of their sleeve was star Wesley Snipes, who was perfect for the leading role. Snipes has been training in martial arts since he was 12 years old, earning a 5th Dan black belt in Shotokan Karate and a 2nd Dan black belt in Hapkido. He's also trained in a variety of other disciplines, including Kung Fu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and kickboxing. Though Blade was the best showcase for his abilities, Snipes has put together a great resume of action films that prove all that training didn't go to waste.
You always said the person that ends a fight was a winner.
Taylor Lautner. Lautner first emerged as the heartthrob for Team Jacob enthusiasts everywhere. But the actor is more than just a pretty face. He began training in karate when he was 6 and even received a black belt at age 8. He was even ranked #1 in his category by the American Sports Karate Association. So his life could have turned out very differently if he didn't turn to acting. His martial arts skills have helped him in films like The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl and were of great assistance while training for Twilight. Lautner hasn't done much since Twilight ended, but maybe he can find some use for his karate soon.
Set me up a fight, and I'll show you.
Michael J. White. White's screen presence can come across as physically imposing. A major reason for that is because the actor is an extremely dedicated and gifted martial artist. He has no fewer than 8 black belts in Shotokan, Taekwondo, Kabuto, Goju Ryu, Tang Sudo, Washu, and Kyokushin. White has also been training in Jiu-Jitsu since the age of 7. This impressive skill set has popped up frequently in his career, including films like Exit Wounds, where White starred with Steven Seagal. With everything he knows, directors should find plenty more parts for him.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for something bigger, you know?
John Cusack. When you think of John Cusack, the first movies that come to mind are 1980s touchstones like Stand By Me and Say Anything. Not exactly what you'd call action films, but it was Say Anything that introduced the actor to the world of martial arts. When preparing for that film, Cusack took up kickboxing because the character he played was an aspiring kickboxer. He continued training for more than 2 decades afterwards and now holds a level 6 black belt in trainer Benny Urquidez's Yukidokan kickboxing system. Most of his roles haven't featured this aspect of his career, but maybe Cusack will get a chance to show off his skills in the future.
Bonjour.
Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher seems like a goofy, easygoing guy, but he could probably beat you up if you rubbed him the wrong way. As part of his healthy lifestyle, Kutcher trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, even traveling to the country several times to practice his methods. Under the guidance of trainer Ricardo de la Riva Godet, Kutcher has achieved a black belt, illustrating his supreme dedication to the craft. The actor has mostly made comedies during his time in Hollywood, but if he ever wanted to branch out into action, he could surely put a strong demo reel together and make a lasting impression.
I swear to God, I'll throw a shoe at your head.
Ed O'Neill. Famous for roles in sitcoms such as Married with Children and Modern Family, Ed O'Neill introduced himself to even more people this past summer when he voiced the lovable octopus Hank in Finding Dory. His characters don't usually fall into the action realm, so it may come as a shock that the quintessential TV dad is a skilled martial artist. O'Neill has trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the last 22 years and received his black belt back in 2007. He called it the greatest achievement of his life, apart from his children. He's been nominated for 2 Golden Globes, so that shows just how important martial arts are to him.
I know Kung Fu.
Keanu Reeves. One of the most famous lines in The Matrix is Neo proclaiming, "I know Kung Fu." And Keanu Reeves could give his iconic character a run for his money. Getting hooked on martial arts while prepping for the first Matrix film, Reeves has trained in Jiu-Jitsu, Wushu, boxing, and Krav Maga. These talents have unquestionably helped him as he emerged as one of the leading action stars of his generation. Reeves loves doing his own stunts, and being in peak physical condition allows him to do so. He's also had to train in Judo and Karate for more recent roles like John Wick, so he'll just keep adding to his repertoire.
What kind of monster are you?
The Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman. Jackman is a man with a plethora of gifts. He's naturally charming, can belt out a tune or two, and transform himself into a homicidal mutant for the X-Men films. Jackman's most famous role is, of course, Wolverine, and his training regimen for getting into the proper shape has become almost as legendary as his performances. Jackman's extreme commitment to the part means he's always game to do his own stunts. He doesn't put himself through all that work just for a stuntman to take the spotlight. Jackman has studied martial arts techniques to help better Wolverine's movements and action sequences. With only one film left before he steps away from the franchise, we'll be sad to see him go. Chloe Grace Moritz. This youngster splashed onto the scene when she took on the role of Hit Girl in Kick-Ass, and she wasn't going to back down from the challenges of the part. While preparing before filming, Grace Moritz trained with none other than Jackie Chan's stunt crew for 3 months. That sounds like good company to have, and the results definitely paid off. During production, Grace Moritz was able to do a majority of her own stunts on location, giving her performance an authenticity that would have been difficult to replicate with a double. After watching the film, we don't want to mess with Hit Girl or Chloe. Neither would end well.
Sweet dreams.
These are just some of the actors who have become skilled in martial arts, be it for their own interests or a particular role. Which ones did we miss? Sound off in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more videos.